welcome to Tech Alley. This is the first edition of 3 pitches and a fake. So the concept that we're introducing here is kind of the Comedy Central of startup events. I thought, hey, let's add some levity to startup events and have some fun with it. So on today's 3 pitches and a fake, we've got 3 startups that will be answering questions about how they got started, the problem that they're solving, their solution, a little bit of details, and how you can get a hold of them. Now, at the end of it, you've got to figure out if they're real or if they're fake. So we're looking for 2 audience members who want to be the judges. Who would like to be? Okay, so I got one hand right away. And AC, are you, yeah? Okay.
Oh, wait, no, yeah.
Oh, we can't? Okay, so we got, okay, you were the next one up, so, okay.
Backup judge.
Legitimately knows what I do.
I love
Me.
you all, but you're all terrible.
So now here's the trick. They could all be real. They could all be fake. They could be a mixture of real and fake. So you've got to pay attention to their answers and then try to figure it out. For the rest of the audience, feel free to think it in your head, but don't share it and blow it for the judges. For the judges, you're going to get one opportunity to figure out which of the 3 is a fake. So thank you guys for being on the panel and pitching today. Can we start out with Jason? Could you hand the mic over? And then can we just start out with a little bit about yourself and your company?
So my name is Vesta Hager.
And project.
Oh, my name is Vesta Hager. Sorry for the cold today. My company, I have many interests. I've met a few of you today, but this has sort of grown from an experience. So my company is, I'm designing an app. I have the app. I'm just looking on the logo and finalizing the name. But I got really interested in sourdough starters, which I know sounds funny, but I moved to Virginia with my husband in the Air Force, and I didn't have any of my family or my community, and I wanted something that made me feel like I was at home. So I started following these apps that were out there, called Need is one of them, and it's all this huge community of people who really care about sourdough starting. I had no idea before I kind of got introduced a little bit by someone back there. And so I want to have an app that connects the community, connects the people, and works with the bakers in the area to help you be able to have that interaction and build that community.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jason Gorley. I hope I'm projecting. I've got a very projective voice. I am working on a company that deals with event production, but within day-to-day that uses silent disco equipment. Been in it for getting it going, I think now near close to 4 to 5 years. COVID's really put an asterisk on time, so you have to really think sometimes of going back. I think that's the only detail I can give in the base of where we're heading with this.
I am not a very loud person, so tell me if this isn't loud enough. My name's Jill Rothy. I am a chef by background, and so a couple years ago, while messing around in the kitchen, realized that it is absolutely miserable when you're making, say, like a pot of spaghetti, and you got a bunch of sauce, and you want to save it for leftovers. And so my husband and I have been working together, and we've now got our MVP of a product that actually will store your leftovers completely flat so that when it's done, you can line them all up. And when you need to go back in the freezer to figure out dinner next week, it's there and easy to find, and kind of works a little bit better than it used to. So just trying to solve one little piece of the kitchen.
So you guys did kind of answer a lot of the next few questions, but
Well, we can elaborate.
I held back.
So let's drill into the problem. So what is the problem that you're solving?
So the app is going to solve the problem of connecting with people locally. A lot of the apps have hundreds of thousands of people on them, but it's all over the place. And my goal is to bring people together in that community that they're in and also frequent those bakeries. So the app will actually, after I've been talking to some of the bakeries, after they agree to be on the app, it will actually have a couple of features that will flash when it's just out of the oven, kind of like Krispy Kreme, and you'd be able to see that. And then we're going to link, we've been working with DoorDash and those kind of delivery systems so that you could set it up to just go get that fresh bread. But the deal is the baker has to agree to sell the starter that they use for the sourdough, or they can't be on the app.
Sounds tasty.
Well,
Yeah, that
that's
does.
always at home, right?
The problem we're solving is getting over noise ordinance and sound sensitivity. What we are dealing with is now we're starting to see a lot of like people, well, not people, I should say more inclusion. So we're like a second option to make an additional people feel included into a certain scenario. Also, we're looking at focus with sound therapy as well. So those are like many different spots that our product is trying to solve and plug in to get a just as an equal experience if we were just using speakers.
Have you guys been to a silent disco? Anybody? Show a hand. Yeah. Yep. When you take your headphones off, a lot of sneaker sounding. A lot of squeak, squeak. Sounds like a basketball court.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. So.
I've heard of it, never been. The problem we're solving, the problem we're solving we found is a lot more relevant now that we have children, that you're able to go in there and find what you needed to find pretty quickly. Everything's organized. It just makes meal planning a heck of a lot easier when you know where to find
It seems like
dinner.
more likely would use your leftovers too.
Yes,
I can
there's
see that.
there's not the
Otherwise
one
they get
bag that
freezer
gets
burned and you
lost
just
in the
throw
back.
them.
Yep,
Right
exactly.
now, I have in the back of my freezer this bag of soup that was really delicious, and it looks like this.
The random ball of soup is gone.
Never gonna thaw it. This
Right.
looks gross.
So we fixed that. We fixed the random ball of soup.
I had some spaghetti left over, and I swirled hot water in it to make sure.
So my problem apparently is yes.
Yeah, I think
Very
we all can relate. Okay. So then let's dive deeper into the solution. How are you solving this problem?
I think mostly with the app is you're going to be able to have that buy-in to be able to easily get that information. You're getting feedback on the app. You'll be able to rate those bakeries. So you can say, like, the sourdough is really good here. Didn't really like this day's sourdough, or whatever the bread or product that you're buying. So you're giving people information. If you're really going to eat bread, which most people don't right now, but I can't help it. It's the best thing ever. If you're going to eat carbs, I want to eat the best one. And being originally Northern Californian, to me, Colombo is the best sourdough. That is always the one I'm comparing it to. That sourdough starter is the OG starter from over 100 years ago that they still use. And no matter where I am, I compare every other sourdough to that one. So I think being able to have the feedback for people and be able to just pull it up easily. Also, if you're in a new area, as we expand, you can say, what do my fellow people think is the best one in this area? And that way you can kind of get that experience and try different things.
I love the sourdough bowls in San Francisco. Oh my God.
Exactly. It's still the best. Seattle sourdough.
Sourdough bowls are pretty good, especially with some good. Yeah, let's my turn now. I digress.
He was just talking to himself right there. That was just an
I know.
inner
I was
monologue
like thinking of lunch right there. It's
as
like,
he was
yes.
remembering sourdough.
And then me, it's like I'm in between food right now. See, I got so distracted by that. What was the question again?
What is how are you solving the problem?
Oh, okay. So how are we solving the problems? Well, we're investing more into our technology. We do want to improve the measurement system of our technology because that does not exist within our industry, where people get the feedback of like how many users or what the interest is into it. So we're solving by investing more into our technology than maybe the everyday day-to-day product. So yeah.
No. You guys gotta use your skills of
Sir,
deduction
please hold your questions
silently.
You should have been a judge. Too bad. No, the solution we made is actually, it's a product business. So we make a product that you actually use with the leftovers to freeze them the way you're supposed to freeze them. So I don't know if that answers it. So my husband's an engineer, so we're doing actually the manufacturing of the product ourselves. So, yep.
All right. So then, why why are you and your team the team to solve this?
That is a good question. I think that we represent that home baker that really wishes they could make that loaf of bread at home. And I think being able to relate at that, making many attempts, seeing how it goes, I think that authenticity of that comes through in the product, and my genuine desire to connect people who find this interesting, right? And being able to find those other people. I think that when you think about going to someone's house or having a meal for a holiday, bread is always so important. And I think that smell of baking bread just turns on all kinds of reactions for people. So I think that our team just has that heart that maybe it's a loaf of sourdough at the center here. But that's really why I feel like we're so passionate about this and getting it out of the realm like some of the other apps that are not connecting the people to really getting it to the communities as well.
I love it. Sounds tasty. Delicious.
So I'm also going to say that it's a good question, because when I did get that question, I was like, yeah, that is a great question. I would have to say, just in short and sweet, we are very customer and technology based. So we try to make every member or every client that comes to us feel as if they're talking to someone right across the table. So that importance of that value is very important to us.
We are the team to solve it, because not only am I like the chef and the mom that just gets the problem that people are having, fun brag, nobody else can. So this morning I sent the final approval to my attorney, and within the next 48 weeks we'll have a patent on it. So quite literally nobody else can.
And then last question before the judges have to figure out who's real and who's fake. How can people find out more? No searching. No searching yet.
So we wanted to really reach out to the community to find out what they want. So we do have a website, Dough to Go, and that's going to be the app name as well. So you could reach out there, and we're asking questions. You can provide feedback and reach out to us there.
Us is definitely our website, so you can search that online, which I'll give at the end, and our Instagram.
Our website is live and active. It is freezeitflat.com.
And now, before the judges figure out or take their best guess at who's the fake on the panel, I want to give a quick... If there is a fake. There may not be a fake. They all may be fake. I want to give a quick shout out to The Escapists, to Room for Friends, to Joe Max Coffee for allowing us to put on these events. So thank you guys for allowing us to put on these events. If you guys haven't been, Room for Friends has special nights that they're open, but they will be opening soon. The Escapist has escape rooms, has a bar. They're open on First Fridays, so come on out for First Fridays, and it's just a fun spot. We're going to be putting on more events like this here. We're going to be putting on events like this at Room for Friends. And then Joe Max is a great local joint for coffee. Hold your morning meetings and come out for a cup of coffee. We'll be teaming up with other venues as well, so follow along.
Do they have sourdough?
This one was totally fake. Yeah, it was totally fake. Yeah, I made it up like a week ago. Yeah. Darn it.
The host.
So now, if we wouldn't mind, we'll pass the microphone to the judges. So in your best, most educated guess, you got to pick one. Which one of them was fake?
Well, I loved all the pitches. Vesta, your story brought me into a world of carbs that I have been away from due to dietary restrictions. I will be destroyed if yours is the fake. I'm going to believe yours is real.
We probably have some gluten-free options.
Wait,
That
are
would
they
be
supposed
one.
to answer before both judges?
No answers. So yeah.
So you're just guessing hers is...
Yours is real. Or at least I hope it is. Otherwise, I will be destroyed. I won't care if I lose. I will just feel bad if yours is fake. I also loved your pitch as well. I think, I'm also guilty of having too many things in my fridge, so proper storage is always a good idea. Jason. I've met too many
Immediately
Jasons.
the fake. Immediately, because he didn't even get the name right.
I believe yours is real too. If I had to pick one, I'm going to go with yours, only because it was really hard for me to get into your story. I vaguely have an idea what silent discos are, and you talked about it for like a minute, but I couldn't feel the passion behind it. You kind of just gave me a lot of statistics. Yeah.
No, my company.
Hold on.
Oh.
Okay.
Was I wrong?
Ignore him.
Ignore him. Legal lying. I think that because Jason gave so many statistics, and he was really looking down while he was thinking of what to say next, he was hemming and hawing quite a bit. So I am going to say that I think that the two ends are fake as opposed to Jason being real. Because he took so long to think of questions, so he was trying to be precise with his language.
Oh, good. It's a different psychology. If you wouldn't mind, pass the microphone up, and we'll have each of you guys tell what you actually do.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry to say dough to go is not real. But I'm really happy that you believe me, because he asked me to present one that was fake. So I was really having trouble because everything I was coming up with, everyone's like, "This should be something." I'm like, okay, let me think of something else. So he is in the Air Force. My husband is in the Air Force. Yeah. I am in Virginia. I have made bread. Yeah. San Francisco. So yes, I have many hats that I wear, but what I really am passionate about for reals, my company is Vestar Enterprises, and I actually am a book inception coach. So if you have a book that you need to get out of your head and onto paper, that is what I do. Evidently, I got kind of pushed into it by some friends that kept asking me to be their coach, and I had a bad connotation to me with coach, because I felt like I was going to be very limited in my time, and then I decided I could be whatever kind of coach I want. So I finally agreed, and I have helped 2 people go through the process, and I have new clients I'm working with now. So it's been a really great feeling, and that's what I like to do. And I also have a podcast.
What's your podcast?
The What's Next podcast.
Say that in the mic. Is it about so what's next?
It's the What's Next podcast. It's with my daughter. We talk about women as your children age up, what to make of your life, and how to plan for it before the kids leave. And so my daughter and I do it together. So we want to build a relationship with your adult children, so you're not treating them like children once they are older. So it's a really great policy. And then we talk about figuring out your dream, deciding to do it, and doing it. And that's kind of our motivation.
What's your name?
Vesta Hager.
I'm a veteran too. And
Oh, thank you for your service.
Some people don't realize is the families and spouses that this impacts.
Yes.
so does your podcast kind of talk to some of those mental traumas that
You know, we haven't gone into that, but I actually did also write a book that's in the military right now. It's a PTSD book for middle grade, and it's specifically geared to those children that have gone through that. It's somewhere buried in the Department of Defense, so I'm trying to find where it got stuck. But I absolutely think that's a great, and I would love to have that kind of guest on as well, if your wife would like to be on the podcast.
we didn't make it that far, but I get to come out here and to do it. I mean, it's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
Each other, it's the family.
Absolutely. That's why when I get mad at the airport when they don't give me the military discount for my luggage if he's not with me, because I still am working. I still have to do all that work.
You guys went through as many deployments as we did.
Yeah, so thank you so much, you guys.
All right.
If she hadn't started her podcast, it'd be called On the Rise.
On the row. That would.
So I was trying to figure out this, and someone I was talking with came up with that dough to go, but I wanted to use
As
rise.
soon as you said dough to go, I'm like, there's no way you got the rights to that. It had to already, like, that was everything was perfect until you said that, and I was like, there's no
There's
way
no app called
someone.
that, though.
Oh, really?
Nope,
See,
there is no. I
that's-
checked first, dude.
Ow! Wow.
Oh, no, I'm like, I'm getting the rights to the website.
Yeah,
Now.
do it, because I would love it.
All right, so and then Jason, can you share a little about what you actually do?
So my company is real, but actually part of my pitch was fake. Yes. So I am a silent disco company that focuses in event production management. We deal with a lot of conference space, a lot of pop-up parties. We are not a brick and mortar. The one thing that was off about my pitch was we are investing into new technology, which we are not. So, yes, that was my one lie, which actually set the company off because because I thought we had an additional question that was actually going to lead up to me actually talking about the technology on where we're putting it. So that would have actually really given it away.
I forgot the questions that I sent out earlier.
I didn't
Again,
see
the fake,
that there
the
were
fake
questions.
here, the fake. Is,
Awesome, good job. Okay, so mine is mostly real. So
anything real?
there was anything real. So I'm not a chef, not even close. My husband is an engineer. Also, I am an engineer.
Children?
Do you even? Yes.
Is this all a dream I'm having?
Yes. So my husband's an engineer. We do the manufacturing ourselves, but I'm also an engineer, and it's more my business than his. We do have the patent. That is real. So that's super exciting, actually, as of this morning, too. So super big, yeah. And that would give it away if anybody knows what that rings for. What else is real? Oh, as far as the leftovers, that's the next evolution. So that's what I want to get to as far as phase like 2, 3, 4 of the product is to actually have this for leftovers. The original one is actually for breast milk. So anybody in the baby space, Freeze It Flat is a legit website. But I'm not doing leftovers yet. It is focused on new parents and freezing breast milk so that bags don't slide all over the freezer and get lost, and so it's organized.
Well, obviously keep going because we all want this freezer.
Yes. If you got a little, it's this size. So
is there
I'll make a bigger one for
spaghetti-flavored
sauce in
breast
a little
milk?
bit.
I'm so confused now.
Ice cream flavored. So there was a lot of trickery upon the stage today.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only
I was close to the real.
Real-ish.
100% fake.
It is, but my heart is in the sourdough. I'm always looking for good sourdough, and it only is in San Francisco.
I was almost going to go back to carbs, but now carbs are dead to me. I'm not going to consider it anymore.
Well, guys, this was our first edition of real 3 fakes. Shit. 3 pitches and a fake. Dude, I'm so confused at this point. Totally confused. So, thank you guys so much for putting such thought into this. And I was stumped. I mean, you can obviously tell from my recap of this that I'm stumped. So I hope you guys had a good time with it. Did you guys enjoy this? Well, again, thank you guys so much. And please feel free to network and learn more about their actual businesses as we spend some time before the next session. So, thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next big event, I know you have.
So an email will go out on Monday. We're putting out, I think it's March 9th at 20th and California Street. It'll be Startup Murder Mystery Night. Startup Murder Mystery Night. So what we will have is we'll have several people pitching, but while they're pitching, a few people in the audience will be a murderer. And so that murderer will then wink at a person, and then that person will fall over dead. And so then while pitching, they've got to try to figure out who's the murderer in the room, either before the 2 minutes is up and then the murderer gets away with murder, or they figure out who it is and then they get to put the person in jail. So that'll be...
So pitch mafia.
It's, we'll be doing a string of these. I'm calling them kind of the Comedy Central of startup pitch events. So, yeah. That's going to be, March 9th. And then we'll be working with some here. So we're going to plan out the dates and times for all those, but it'll probably be like off days for the bar. But things from Nintendo Duck Hunt Night, where the pitcher will try to make it across the room while the audience is armed with Nerf guns. So just random wonky shit.
Yeah,
So
your pitch is horrible. You're gonna get targeted. Like
you're getting targeted anyhow.
Thing, and I was like, I wouldn't shoot you. I want to hear more about this fantasy.
Well, I want it to exist now too, so I put it into the universe, so someone do it.
Well, thank you guys so much, and thank you guys, and feel free to network and learn more about their actual businesses. Yeah, definitely.
Jason.
Ken, I was getting some pictures while we were on, but can you guys grab it into a big picture here? And I'm gonna go.
Where do you want to go?
I'm gonna do.
Look, Mom. I made that.